Hey folks, it's instrument time. Today we have another Larrivee to talk about. In this case we are going to talk about a Larrivee classical from 1976. So this was obviously made in the first few years when Larrivee was in business. It is so old that it just says Jean-Claude Larrivee, luthier, and 76. Doesn't even have a serial number. So this was a few years before Larrivee started putting serial numbers on it. And therefore I believe this was made in Victoria. So obviously classical, no name tuners. They actually work pretty good for something that is 45 to 50 years old. 26-inch scale length. I don't know if that's normal or not. For classical. I don't really play classical. This is my wife's classical. She likes nylon string guitars. Cool Spanish style heel on it. The nut width is 2 1/8 inches. So I just measured it at 2.12 inches, which is really wide. Clean fretboard. I put new strings on it last week, tie bridge because it's a classical. Contrary to rumors, I did not flunk out of the Boy Scouts, but dear Lord, I'm glad that steel strings have ball ends on them. So. It sounds like a nylon string guitar. Cedar top, at least it appears to be cedar top. It could be very well aged Sitka, hard to say. Gorgeous Indian rosewood from, the 70s when you had gorgeous rosewood everywhere. It has this really neat marquetry rosette, which was Larrivee's signature for quite some time. And actually a really cool fretboard design where the fretboard ends in a cutout around the sound hole, which is kind of neat. And I'm not sure if you can see it there, but there's a label hand signed. So I'll try to see if I get a separate picture of that. So these are quite nice if you like classical guitars. Obviously handmade back in the early days. Let's see how it strums. So I just tuned this before starting the camera, and I think it's already started to go a little bit out of tune. That is another downside to nylon strings. They just don't want to stay in tune once you change the strings. Other than that, it's a very nice guitar. Especially for recording or playing out with a microphone. It doesn't have any electronics in it at all. So if you play this on stage, you need to mic it. But miking guitars is not that hard as long as you're willing to stay put. I use an SM57 right around the 12th fret. So, bound fretboard, very nice. Rosewood binding on the side, again very nice, very low key. I really like it. Not in your face white binding anywhere. Very, very beautiful instrument, made in during the Carter administration, although since it was made in Canada, that's probably not the right phrasing either. But Gene, you made a great guitar. It's beautiful, and I'm glad you're still in business. That's about all I have to say, because I am by no means an expert on nylon string instruments, nor on classical guitars. But we do appreciate you tuning in. One last thing, because Gene Larrivee himself is actually left-handed and plays left-handed, Larrivees have always always, since the very beginning, been available in a left-handed model at no additional upcharge. So if you are a left-handed player who plays left-handed, I know there are left-handed folks who play upside-down right-handed guitars, which makes my brain hurt to watch, but looking at you, Tom. Anyway, it's a reference to my friend Tom Turf, who's a fabulous folk musician here in Phoenix, so check him out if you haven't. But to that end, Larrivee is a great guitar company. They make fabulous instruments. This is a beautiful classic example of a classical guitar made in 1976. So, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you like this content. If you have a Larrivee, let me know in the comments below, down there. And as always, we'll see you next time on Instrument Time.